Hello and welcome to Central Appalachian Mountain Overland. Adventure starts now.
Alright, I'll try it.
What's up, guys? Nick with Central Appalachian Mountain Overland. See that thing in the sky? It is really hot today, but that's all right. We got some cool stuff to detail the Yukon with, and I want you guys to see it. So the truck's not looking too bad. However, I want to go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, and this is what we got. So this is the Salty Captain 20-piece automotive kit, and check out what all this comes with. And for the price and the amount of product you get, I think it's going to be pretty all right. So we get 2 buckets, and each bucket comes with a dirt strainer. So if you don't know and you don't do this, you should be washing and hand washing with 2 buckets so that your dirty water goes in one bucket, your clean goes in another bucket. We also have probably the softest microfiber wash mitt that I've ever had. These are sweet. We have a drying towel. This I'm most excited about. So this is the automotive musket, and this is sweet. So you mix your soap in the bottom, attach it to a hose, and it is going to be a pretty cool foam cannon. So I'm excited to try that out. We have an applicator, and the instructions say that this is for the tire shine. So we're going to test that out as well on the big old 35s. We have 2 brushes. This is a finer bristle brush, and this is a harder bristle scrub brush. We have a 5-pack of microfiber towels, and these are pretty big, so I'm excited to use these as well. For the products, we have the Superior Interior Cleaner, a streak-free glass cleaner, a degreaser, which, judging by the ingredients on this should smell really good. Should be real citrusy. A post-wash drip dry, and I haven't looked at what the ingredients are in this, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty good post-wash wax. Next, we have a tire shine. And lastly, the meat and potatoes, which is the soap and wash. Now, for each one of these products, we also have the individual spray lids for each, which is a nice addition as well. And all of these come into the bucket, ship in one box. So let's get this thing wet and see what we can do. Let's check this musket out, because I am very excited to see this guy. Okay, so here's our handle. Here's our nozzle. And here is our soap reservoir. I don't need any special adapters for my hose or anything, so I simply just screwed the nozzle on and added my O-ring between the 2 connections. Next, I'm going to add my soap. And this is a big old truck, so I'm going to the moon. I'm going to fill this thing all the way up. Now remember, we're going to use 2 buckets, so I'm going to use this one to rinse my dirty wash rag. Definitely has a pretty strong dirt removal capability, which is cool. One of my favorite aspects of the foam cannon is the fact that you can turn the soap feature off and then utilize just your water. The pattern of the tip makes it really easy to effectively spray the soap off. So I really enjoyed that about the foam cannon. All right, so the sun has died down just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and fill the cup with the drip dry. I'm going to coat the entire vehicle quickly and then rinse it off. All right, drip dry going on. So right here is where I start to rinse the drip dry with just water. And of all the products that I used, this was the craziest. I'm literally drying the truck by using water. This truck was not waxed very well before. It just had like a detailer spray a few weeks ago. Um, Mind you, this is no rubbing. I'm simply washing the drip dry off. In my opinion, and I talk about this later, but if you were to buy only one product, this is the one. This was absolutely nuts, and I will continue using this, and I can't wait to see what it does with mud and sheeting mud and water off. And here's how the truck is looking after rinsing all the drip dry off. Mind you, I have not used any towels or anything to dry the truck at this point. I have simply used water to rinse the drip dry off. And this thing is already looking really good. So we're going to go ahead and bust out the tire shine and finish this thing out. Alright, next we're going to move into the Salty Captain tire shine. This is simple, just spray it on to a clean and dry tire and rub it in with the applicator. One thing that I really like about this tire shine is that it is not one of those gross gels that just sling stuff all over your paint. You'll see when I get the applicator out and rub it around that it gives it a really nice, sparkly, clean tire look without looking like it's going to trap dirt and throw it all over your fresh, clean paint. So I ride motorcycle, and I know that obviously tire shine on a motorcycle tire is usually a no-no. But the fact that this has an applicator and it doesn't run and doesn't throw any gel, this is something that I would at least consider as an option if you did want to touch the sidewalls up on your show bike. You'll see here when I back away in a second that this turned out really nice, and I think that this look with tire shine is probably my favorite. Doesn't look like you just ran through oil, it just looks clean, and I really like that. So I just opened up the microfibers, and these babies are big, really big, and they're extremely soft. These are way nicer than what you're gonna get at Walmart or an auto parts store. Next up, I'm gonna test out the streak-free glass cleaner, and this worked really well. One thing I want to note here, reading comprehension, I did not realize that the microfiber cloths are actually job specific. So if you look on the back of the box or the back of the bag, it's going to tell you what colors are for what. Now this brown one, it worked okay for the glass, but the glass one works a lot nicer. Okay, small change up here for the grease attack. That's going to be this bad boy that has been ran hard and put away wet. This thing has probably 1,000 hours on it. It is covered. It's got leaky hydraulic grease everywhere. So let's see what this does. We're just going to go full bore. I'm not even going to wet it. And I'm doing this in my grass too. Smells awesome. It's like I'm using oranges. Now obviously I wouldn't go spraying degreaser all over your car, but this tractor is a little bit of a different story. Now obviously you're not going to go around and wash your car with degreaser. However, this tractor has literally never been washed in 7 or 8 years, and it needed it. So I think this did a really good job. One thing that I noticed was the wheels especially, and the wheel cylinders. I have a hydraulic leak, and it did a good job of pulling that off without any scrubbing. Obviously this tractor needs a pressure washer, but I kind of wanted to torture test the degreaser and see how powerful it was. Ultimately, I think if you were to put a spray nozzle directly on the bottle, it would be much more concentrated, but for a job like this where I want to break everything up before I wash it, this did a really good job. And again, the smell alone, big fan. So this is obviously something that I would take out and spray and wash, but just for the sake of science, let's see how well the interior detailer does. This is pretty dirty. What? All right, so that's going to be the second what response that I have, because the first was the drip dry. The second is how well that cleaned up. That was pretty crazy. It is a little bit slippery, but I used a ton. I'm gonna buff it out with a dry one here. See what that feels like. Yeah, just clean. All right, I want to give my final thoughts on everything. I'm going to start with the wash. The wash sudsed up perfectly. Again, my hose is well fed, so my water pressure was low, but I think it did fantastic. It's noticeably very slippery, which is a good thing because it's not going to scratch your paint, and I think it removed dirt excellent. The Superior interior cleaner is one that made me say wow, especially when I cleaned the floor mat. This thing eats dirt like crazy, and I really like that. The applicator pad for the tire shine is very durable. I scrubbed really hard on the tires, and this thing is still in perfect shape. The drip dry, I'm gonna be honest, if you buy nothing else, buy the drip dry. That was probably the craziest thing that I've seen. It basically instantly turned a wet truck into a not wet truck and a shiny truck. It looked like it was waxed, and it's not. So that was awesome. The tire shine, big fan. If you like that look that is like very wet, this isn't necessarily a wet look, but it's a high gloss look, and I like that because it's not gonna throw stuff everywhere. Glass cleaner did an excellent job. The grease attack, it was able to handle 1,000 hours of garbage on my tractor tires, so I think that speaks for itself. It would be even stronger if you used one of the spray tops and applied it directly. The towels, so if you caught my mistake, I noticed that these were color coded and I didn't do it properly. So if you look, red is for your interior, gray is for your exterior body and paint, brown is for your wheels and tires, purple, glass and mirrors, and green, by dumb luck, I used on the inside. But that's just something to keep an eye out for when you use this kit. The brushes, both high quality and do a good job of cleaning your wheels and tires. Buckets, both again, high quality bucket, both came with a lid and both came with a dirt trap, which is very important when you're gonna wash with a bucket. Overall, I would say if you are looking to buy a kit, it really is a no-brainer to go this route, because if you were to buy each one of these products individually, you could average them out to probably 20 bucks a piece from, you know, any other competitor. That would probably be even more. That would be more than $20 as well. You're gonna come in under what this retails for. So if you need a full detail kit, this definitely gets my stamp of approval. And I've been pretty straightforward with the fact that if something's garbage or not that great, I'm just not gonna do it. I really enjoy this, and I am gonna keep using it. So you guys go ahead and check out Salty Captain